I wanted to touch on something that I made news about just a few days ago.
In this episode, we're going to take a look at Stephen A. Smith coming on there again on his show to apologize for making Trump look good, in my opinion. Welcome to Verbal on Life. My name is Noel, battling MS. This time around, he really wants to apologize and go back into that club, the left-wing club. But you decide, and you be Verbal on Life. Created this channel so like that, you can have a voice. Comment below. If this is your first time on the channel, remember to subscribe and click on that like button so we can continue to grow. Okay, now let's take a look.
Let me say this, ladies and gentlemen. Accountability is where everything needs to begin in this world. It's something I say quite often. I certainly never hesitate to hold folks accountable when mistakes or mishaps occur, so I'm certainly not about to run from it myself. I'm fully aware that I've been in the news over the last few days, paraded all over social media as well, after comments I made during my appearance on Fox News' Hannity last week with the one and only Sean Hannity himself. And I'm fully aware of the outcry that has ensued because of it. A lot of folks in Black America seem pretty pissed at me right now, from friends and loved ones to colleagues, contemporaries, and dare I say, even the NAACP itself. Quite a few folks were put off, if not flat out offended, after my words were interpreted as associating support for Trump from the Black community with all the legal issues he's facing. For that, I sincerely apologize. To be clear, my words were misconstrued. I'm stating right here for the record that my words were taken out of context, misrepresenting and depicting me in a way I found every bit as insulting and disrespectful as folks in Black America evidently felt about what they thought I said. But I'll own it anyway. Because please know that I know the buck stops with me. I'm in the communication business. I've been here for 30 years, so regardless of whatever interpretation that accompanies any words coming out of my mouth, the responsibility ultimately lies with me first and foremost.
And Stephen A. has a strong voice, right? In terms of he's able to reach a lot of people, and he's very strong on his conviction, what he believes to be true. So people listen. But let's see what else.
For anybody else. I've always felt that way. I still do. I always will. Period. Blacks who refuse to support Trump are aware of his history of issues. And we'll never forget how Trump claimed Obama, the nation's first Black president, wasn't even qualified to hold office because he was born in Kenya, although Trump recanted the statement during his 2016 campaign run for the presidency. Yet Trump's dissenters were not the topic of discussion when I was talking to Hannity. The support he appears to be receiving in the polls was what was being discussed. 5 polls, count them, 5. Emerson, NBC News, Daily Kos, New York Times, and Rasmussen, all big national polls had Trump leading over the last few weeks. Plus, according to 538, recent local polls also put Trump ahead in battleground states. He's up 6 points in Michigan, Arizona, and Georgia each. Insofar as Trump gaining support in the Black community, well, how about various publications with these headlines? The Chicago Tribune. This time, Trump really does seem to be making Black voter inroads. Why? The Washington Post. Voters of color are shifting right. Are Democrats doomed? How about the New York Times? As Black voters drift to Trump, Biden's allies say they have work to do. Axios wrote, big Biden bummer. New York Times Siena poll shows gaps with key demographic groups. Wall Street Journal, Biden loses support among Black men. The Hill, Biden losing support among Black voters in swing states. Survey. Al Jazeera, why are Black voters backing Donald Trump in record numbers? And CBS News, Black voter support for Trump up from 4% to 23% poll finds. Why did I say all of that? Because I want to show you I didn't just open my mouth. I read, I listened, and I've seen a momentum shift, as we all have. Anywhere I appear, no matter my subjectivity relating to what I feel, is still going to be based on facts being presented into the stratosphere.
And the Democratic Party, they play a lot on feelings, on how people feel, emotions, and not on facts. And to have a guy like Stephen A. Smith come out there and speak facts to everybody, that really set off the left side, where they actually got him to come on and apologize for doing so. This is crazy. But you know what? I'm going to take Stephen A's side in terms of he was hanging with the Democrats, probably making millions of his contract. Millions. Now, is that enough to sell your people out? I mean, not a lot of people have seen that much money. So for somebody like Stephen A. Smith to be playing around in that level, at that level, making all that money, I mean, I gotta side with Stephen A. He's making his apologies to keep that money coming in. But what are your thoughts? Let's keep listening.
That is who I've always been. It is what I will always continue to be. But it's never exercised with malice in my heart and soul. Certainly never to insult or harm the Black community, my community. My thoughts are put out there to present views I believe are pertinent, that alerts us to what's going on, what missteps may be taking place, and how, if at all, they could be corrected. I hope everyone can understand and appreciate my intent, if nothing else, as we march forward right here with the Stephen A. Smith Show. But just because my intent was harmless doesn't mean my words were harmless, and I know that. I can always do better, and I'll strive to do just that every single day that I'm alive.
Wow, they really came down on Stephen A. Because when he was talking, he was just spitting facts, letting everybody know how he felt about the situation, how everybody going actually to Trump's side. I mean, it kind of came over like he's about to say, vote for Trump. But you can't say that, because then you're not going to get invited to the picnic, or you're not going to get invited to hang out with the others, with the Democrats, with the blue no matter who crowd. I mean, so I got to give Stephen A little bit of props, because that man is probably making millions, and he doesn't want his contract taken out. He's doing what I think is just selling out. The man needs to keep that money coming in. But what do you think? Comment down below. Do you agree with Stephen A coming out and apologizing like this? Like a hurt puppy? Like my apologies that I came off on Trump's side when I'm really not going to vote for the guy? It's pretty much what I heard him say, or what I got out of that conversation. But I could be wrong. You let me know what you think.
Verbal or life.
If this is your first time on the channel, remember to subscribe and click on that like button so we can continue to grow. Okay?